Hey everybody, and welcome to Jaraci Cup 15. First games of the new tournament. Very excited to be here. This is going to be between myself and AGameAnx. You know how I do it, first in, first out. This was actually the first game played between myself and AGame, so normally it's always Cookies who gets his games in first, but I've sniped him this time. And we can check out our info.txt here. First game here, AGame is lower seed. In fact, he's the lowest seed of the entire tournament, having won the last one. And so he has the pick first, he takes Conef, and then I didn't want to play Galzian because we might end up on Kalash Teeth or something like that, so I went ahead and grabbed Soban, and AGame grabbed the Boneyard. And he's got a fun strat prepped right here. You can see he's moving out with the base runner. He's already building a blast drone as well. It doesn't show up with the production tab, but that's just how it is. And 4 on CUs, this is like a very dedicated push here. And my plan is to go SC first. I'm only doing 6 up, so I'm not being too greedy here. I actually know that this could be coming. AGame played some base runner strats in the finals of the last tournament, although that was with Galzian, but the idea is fairly similar. In that case, you want to use the Galzian base runner to allow your units to survive underneath the carrier, and they can just tank that up and kill off some salvagers. But in this case, he wants to go in with the blast drone, do a bunch of damage, and then finish the kills with the sand skimmers. And I feel like I should be able to defend against this, but we will see if that's true or not, won't we? This is why you get LAV Fab before the probe, by the way. Sport Cruiser pops. And I see what's going on here. This is only skims, but I know it's going to be the blast drone coming. So you see immediately I move the carrier out like that. Now the real key to this, I think, is using the targeting jammer well. Which, there it goes. That's actually honestly not a terribly good hit, so this might be a little bit dicey. Blast drone doesn't get too much, though. Okay, there we go. One salvager goes down. Gets one LAV right there. Let's check the units lost tab here so we can kind of see what's going on. So far he's only killed one salvager, which is not great for me, but it isn't terrible. Ha, Chernobyl reference. I just keep building LAVs here, but the problem is I'm not killing these skims very quickly. So now he's starting to stack up the numbers a bit. There goes another salvager. I think I have the power in the right place. Like, I think you want it in the missiles here, but maybe it's better in the ALMs, to be honest. Not exactly sure. This one got pretty low, by the way, but if it doesn't die, that's fine. Ooh, it's getting really low, actually. Missile gonna claim another sand skimmer out on the back right there. And down goes the base runner. Did use the smoke, but a little bit too late. And it looks like AGame gonna be leaving now. But I'd say this is pretty good. He did lose more money than I did on the units lost tab, but anytime that you're killing salvagers, the units lost tab kind of lies to you a little bit. You're always happy to be getting salvager kills. And you can see ref mode on the way. TJ just gonna block the skims from the redive right here, so that's gonna be fine for me. I want to get set up on 2 base as fast as I can because I know that's what my opponent's going for. It's a little tough when there's these skims sharking around here. You can see he takes a 1-for-0 trade right there, which is pretty unfortunate for me, although I get one back on the fade out. Fade away, I should say. Rift mode's done for AGame now. The problem is, like, I still need to be building LAVs this whole time, and he's going eco, so he's, like I said, when the units lost tab is even or even a little bit bad for you, but you've been killing salvagers, it's usually pretty good. You know, he's actually ahead here. You can see his 2 base getting set up already, ref mode is done, so once that PC arrives, he's going to be just fine. ALM doing some great work right there, actually, with the AoE slow. And LAV's pretty good too, up on the high ground there. Now we've got AV tech done. Gonna start building them, and that should keep these sand skimmers away. But you can see AGame already teching railguns. I believe he did see the carrier, so he should know what tech this is. I think he's not doing railguns just for fun. I think he's doing that as a result of the AV tech that he just saw. And if you've been paying attention to the meta, railguns versus oh, good. So I guess he's just doing it blind. Very nice. Anyway, if you've been paying attention to the meta, you certainly saw that AAVs versus railguns has been a bit of a hot topic these days. I think the railguns win it, but it's not easy to play. If you make mistakes, the AAVs can jump on you and just absolutely wreck your face. So I think it's really fun. I quite enjoy it. And hi, by the way. Yeah, he definitely knows about AVs by now, I should say. It's actually not a second PC, it's a base runner he's building. Wants to kill off this pesky probe. You know, one thing, so when you check your opponent's carrier and you see the light blinking, you think, oh, okay, he's building a PC, but that's actually a base runner. So I might have been confused by that one. We'll see though, the probe actually died to this PC here, so it's not clear. What's up with this? It's like a big discrepancy. Oh well. TJ gets deployed here. I just want to get this artifact out if I can. I've got smoked, but this thing's probably gonna die. Base runners are not terribly tanky. Yeah, that was that was a bit unfortunate. Definitely strayed a bit far away from the army here. There's 2 assault rails now, 3 actually. Typically we've been seeing this played with heavy rails using the EMP because they empower the skims to do a lot of damage to these AVs, but assault rails are good at this because they're a lot faster, right? Like, it's easier to position and take control of the field. It's also easier to make mistakes because they don't have as much range. So I think, you know, this fight really comes down to positioning, and if you can position well, I think the assault rails are probably better at it, but the heavy rails are a bit safer. Although it's also worth noting, if you lose heavy railguns, it costs so much, and assault railguns are not really quite the same. Oh yeah, it makes them a bit more maneuverable. By the way, speaking of which, they're actually getting jumped on now. As you can see, a bit of high ground goes a long way here. Very, very nice kiting by AGame as he gets that one over the dune. Yeah, it looks like I jumped on him, but I didn't really quite get anything done there. I don't even have armor 1 yet, so these AVs are not very tanky at all. Something happened over here, by the way, but I don't know. I think he gets away with the 1-for-2 trade right there, plus some health bars, so that's pretty nice. Oh, right, I remember that. Yeah, it's just a BD run by trying to blow up some eco. Distraction goes out for AGame, by the way. These LAVs would like to have stopped it, but they're just not quite in time, so... Well, you'll have that. These skims don't have rating, but they're still pretty quick, so they're actually going to be here in time to guard the base runner. And this ain't where LAVs want to be, so... you know, at this point there's no running away, I might as well just try and trade for damage here. 1 for 4, it's not usually the best kind of trades in the world. And now AGame once again has the eco lead, because he's kind of setting up his 3 base right now. I'm making a push on it, but still. He has the eco lead and the units lost lead, so that feels pretty good. Yeah, these AVs really want to try and push in here, but they're not going to be able to get anything done. They do finally have armor 1, but it's the later techs that really get them situated. So you can see, I know the danger. I'm trying to set myself up on 3 base here, getting railgun fab as well, so that I can try to fight the railguns. Assault railguns typically don't do well against like an armor rail comp because they want to be close range against the armor or against the railguns. They want to be long range against the AVs, so it feels like they can't do both. This is very dangerous for me to be staying here, by the way. I should smoke now, yeah. I'm actually like trying to trade there with half the army cut off using the smoke, but that's really not easy to do, so that didn't turn out terribly well. And the army on the field is just starting to look really unconquerable right now. And you can see it in the units lost tab, right? It's not going terribly well. I love this, by the way, the one skin to go scout so that you can shoot me with these assault rails here. No smokes left here now. So one of these guys is gonna die? No, actually the ARs end up not being able to shoot there. Oh yeah, you wanted to scout air, but that makes a lot of sense. Air is definitely another another option of play here. You can see the railguns starting to come out now. Yeah, like anytime you're around the PCs, right? Yo. It is a little interesting to not see, It is a little interesting to not see dart maneuver here, because obviously, if you're trying to avoid the AVs, it's quite nice to be able to dart around, and it's not very expensive either, but... Oh, actually, I thought that Skims did get the sight range from it. Well, there it is. But you can see both of us taking the blind anti-air here. Very nice, very nice. Because, you know, like, this is what happens when you're denying scouting of your carrier, is that your opponent has to get anti-air even though he doesn't really need it. But it's just kind of funny that both of us are doing it in this case. AGame, though, has control of the field and he's using it well. This is what you want to do. You can set up flanks by trying to extract. And you can see I'm trying to keep vision with these LAVs here, but I don't know where his army is. And I'm feeling the pressure to answer the extractions. So I'm bringing everything over there. And probably immediately he will start pushing over on this side. Actually, it looks like he's gonna think about answering, but if I were him, I would want to push over here instead. Well, it's just the units lost tab, like, you haven't lost anything. I think you lost one assault railgun the whole game. So these things have been here for a long time. Goes a long way, you know, if you're not losing units, your army starts to look really freaking scary. Oh, I see. You accidentally make too many. Huh. Well, I do that with salvagers all the time, and I never know how it happens. Looks like both of us splitting the army here. This feels bad when you're all in fog of war, though, and you can't see, like, what your opponent is up to. Feels real bad. Because, you know, you don't know where you need to concentrate your force, so... I think I have too much over on this flank, but it's a little hard to... Well, yeah, that's even 7 assault railguns. To be honest with you, maybe I just don't have enough on either flank, but... you can see 2 railguns gonna divert now, but maybe they would actually have been best to stay over here. We are gonna kill one assault rail pretty quickly. And like I said, assault rails really don't like it when they're fighting armor and rails at the same time, but... some BDs, actually. I'm not sure I noticed this in the game. Oh, that's why they didn't do anything. That's nice. Anyway, the double extract comes through, though, using that base splitter smoke, and AGame's gonna be just fine here. He doesn't even have to sit and fight, but if he does, I think he can win this. Other side of the field, by the way, there is a heavy railgun now, so now we've got that Sunder going. Missile battery mortars are gonna miss. In fact, they kind of hit me more than him. And yeah, on this side of the field, looks like AGame is winning too, so... Game's in a pretty dire place right now, but... You know me, I'm never one to quit too early. This railgun is, exceedingly low. yeah, time to make BCs. Now, the definite problem here is that, like... You know, you're low on army, and now you're gonna spend a lot on attack, and then spend a lot on units that take time to build, right? We've seen this be a problem when people tech BCs before. But I'm thinking, you know, maybe it's like my best chance right here. I can't keep fighting this mid-game, or mid-tier army fight, so... That's not to say it's gonna be good. Just that maybe it'll be less bad than what I'm doing otherwise. You know what I'm saying. Dep packs. Hey, let's go! Haha! How about that? That's actually a big deal. That's gonna keep the SC alive. And you can see these missile batteries here, which have quite a lot of health. They're gonna be giving line of sight for my railguns here. Mortar's gonna go wide though. Again. So, you know. Huh. Well, as if Descara needs the buff. He did win Jaraci Cup 14, you know. Frontline SC always feels nice. Gonna try and keep these units healed up here. And BC is going to be the play now, but again, I need to get control of the field, so you can see me pushing out pretty aggressively right now. AGame was teching as well, which I think is why he ends up yielding a little bit of control of the field. He's getting his honor guard set up. Yeah, that was a really good smoke. I kind of just kept that base runner alive, didn't I? We are going to be able to smite the blast drone there, so that's nice. The honor guards are so good in this fight because you're fighting a whole bunch of grouped up units, right? Not to mention, at this point, you probably will think about getting railgun EMP rounds too, because anytime you can lock down your opponent when you have AoE, it feels pretty good. So, and you know, that artifact pressure is still big for me. I actually didn't manage to kill this one, so now I've got to deal with that still. Wasn't there some game we watched recently where a player was like holding all 5 artifacts at the same time? I can't remember, but I think that happened. Uh-oh, this ain't a fight I could win, by the way. This is a pretty big numbers disadvantage right there. I don't know, I think it was cookies, but I can't remember. By the way, I do know it's not air now, because I can see its switch module is not open, so we're gonna move our missile batteries over here just to try to answer the flank. That's a big problem though, losing all the railguns. Plus, I've got them fully upgraded too, so you know, they are like a big investment, right? I don't want to be just losing them for nothing. Mortar's actually pretty good. Managed to kill a bunch of skins over on the bridge here. Didn't catch that well on camera, but there it is. BCs are good units though, so I do have some power here, but speaking of which, I'm taking power. But my army is looking really thin. That's a lot of heavy railguns. He's got 6 of them now, and he does have the EMP rounds too. Plus, AGame started to take some carrier power, but he gets a lot for free just from these artifacts. You know, I really wish that when you turned off artifacts as a win condition, they would still spawn on the map. I think that'd be fun. Oh well. Looks like the Conf carrier is just gonna muscle its way over here and push these armored units out, which really can't fight it at all. Remember, this is potentially game point if he extracts these 2 artifacts, so yeah, he'll make me leave over here, divert some army to go deal with that so that he doesn't get the extract out, and in the meantime, he's fighting over on this side too, so this is really, really nice play by AGame. Oh, and I remember this. So now he's just stun locking me with the EMP. I'm like mashing the E button. I'm like, come on, let me smoke here, but not gonna happen. So this is all kinds of brutal right here. Like I even had mark target on, but that doesn't turn out to be very good if my BC is turned off the whole time. Yeah, so that's just absolutely brutal. Looks like the CMP came a little bit late, but SC dies on that side. And yeah, these artifacts are probably just gonna extract. There's really no way to stop them. Yeah. No, the game's definitely over at this point, but you know, I'll just go ahead and feed my carrier and it'll be fun. It'll be fun. And you can see this is my plan, is like just use the carrier to block the artifacts, and if it dies, right? Which sounds funny, but again, you know, this is a win condition, so I kinda have to play this way. But yeah, the game's definitely over by now. Just a matter of time that AGame will manage to bring his big army over to Bear and blow up this carrier. But look, I'm gonna get the artifact. Oh well, maybe not. Really nice smokes from the base runners here. Kill that one. Kill that. Look, it's healing. Okay, there we go. There we go. Yeah, carrier's starting to take some serious fire now. And that'll be all she wrote for me. Look, AGame fixed the thing where the carrier costs 20,000 seeds. So this is the actual units lost tab, in other words. And I think it tells the story of this game, right? Lots and lots of bleeding for me. And, you know, when you just keep losing units and not getting kills on your opponent, this is what happens. So, game 2 can be skipped, eh? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. Let's jump into game 2 now. Gonna be on Galzian territories. Again, I'll show you my info.txt here. This time, I have the map pick, so I'm gonna grab Galzian. And A-game matches actually, not even Con F, so that's pretty cool. Gonna be a good old GVG slugfest. Yeah, on Galzian territories. Although, if it's gonna be GVG, like, where else would you play, you know? Frankly. A-game's gonna retire base runner, looks like I am too. And I was gonna say the same thing, yeah, that was a little bit awkward looking. Oh no. That's actually like costing money already, but it's not gonna be too bad just yet. Well, you know, A-game's more of a coalition player these days. He doesn't know the Galzian mechanics anymore. Jeez, he's still moving all around. What's going on over there? Oh, dearie me. Yeah. Well, that really starts to add up, you know? That really starts to add up. You can see both of us have the same idea. We're both full-on CUs here. Skimmer Fab first. And we both got 2 out on the field. So this is very, how do I say? We're both on the same page, right? Except he actually has 1 less Sand Skimmer right now, so maybe there's a window to push out, but I'm getting my fleet cap set up, so I can't build any units. Looks like A-game actually filling out salvagers. Oh, at the exact same time as me. Never mind. So we really are on the same page here. That's kind of fun to see. That's kind of fun to see. So I've got the lead in Sand Skimmer numbers by like 4 seconds, but it's not really decisive enough. You know, it's gonna come down to execution if we end up fighting. So I think neither player really wants to do that. I'd love to scout his piles and see how much he's mined here, but he's gonna deny me the ability to do that. But seeing the skin numbers and the 2 on long distance mining, I can figure he's about at the same place as I am. 1 skin goes down for nothing there, so that doesn't feel too good for me. Maybe it's a good time to open up the units lost tab here. Always a little tense when you you both want to jump on each other here. I'm getting a second PC set up, so I think that A-game has the numbers on me. Yeah, by 2 right now. But if I can get a bit of high ground, that would go a long way. So we end up taking a 2-for-1 trade there for me, I'm pretty sure. Here goes another one. A-game trying to get up onto the high ground here. Oh, shoot, yeah. I can see that now, yeah. There's like 3 skims here just not in the fight. And that would probably turn it. That would probably turn it. Honestly, I think that 1-for-0 trade that I gave you just a moment before was actually really important here. Because that's what allowed you to get the numbers advantage right there, and in this kind of skim versus skim fight, that means everything. Now we've got Armor 1 done though, and there's the second PC, so now we're able to fight the skim wars pretty effectively. A-game's getting Armor 1 set up too though. Cancelled it though. I think at this point, as the player who's facing the bigger numbers, you have to go tech, but A-game probably thought that he still had the lead there. Once he sees the second PC, it gets a bit dicey though. Still trading pretty okay right here though. Pretty okay, but just not quite enough. This PC floating a little bit far out, by the way. It's always awkward to fight over these dunes, you know? This is one of these things that, like, it's so hard to control. You feel like an invalid anytime you're trying it. But yes, I'm definitely winning this fight now. It is 2PC versus 2PC, but it's also Armor 1 versus 0, and I have the numbers. And at this point, it's kind of too late to tech as well, so you just kind of have to keep building skins and hope that, you know, St. Mary comes and saves you. I don't know. It's not gonna be good. It's not gonna be good, is what I'm saying. I call this the beat grinder, right? Because you're losing units, and your opponent is actually just keeps on building more, so you're only gonna get further and further behind. But it's like, what else are you gonna do? You can't, you know, you can't exactly pull out of this trade very well. You can see I'm actually focusing this PC down here. Really like to get that. Yeah, of course. I've got to talk about the meat grinder. I've got cow in my name. Just has to be done. Has to be done. Yeah. That's just how it is. You know, you keep the bank really, really low when you're playing like this. So once you move your carrier out, you just lose everything. Tries to get the retire off there too. It doesn't quite go down, so that's unfortunate. And you can see the units lost tab just starts to balloon out of control at this point. So, AGame get a GG. And that'll be that for the first series of Jaraci Cup 15. It's going to be a 1-for-1. Which I'm always happy about. I feel like AGame is definitely AGame's definitely the favorite when we play, so if I can tie him, that's good. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll move on to the next one. Cast the third game. Okay, never mind. We'll stay here for a bit. Oh shoot, I don't have it anymore. I cleared out all my replays. Ah, whatever. We'll move on to the next series.